Hello guys! Hello guys! Today we are testing out swords. Enchanted sword and unenchanted swords. We are starting with the wooden sword, which is not enchanted. So today's video is gonna be all about which sword is the best. So now we are going to first fight a skeleton. You're going to take the spawn X and spawn one. Quick. Oh no. Oh, I don't have it on. Boom. And wait, I'll put it on time on noon. Because it's going to be much harder to fight a skeleton without a sword. Now, we are going to try fighting it without a sword. So how much more damage it did? Ow. No. See how much more damage we did with the sword than without the sword. Now, how many hits we took in, I don't really know. We'll check again. With the sword, we only took in 3 hits. We only just fighted the skeleton with 3 hits. Now let's try without the sword. That was 3 for now. Oh no, I died. Okay, so in my opinion, we took 7 hits without the sword and 3 hits with the wooden sword. That means we fighted the skeleton off only because the skeleton is powerful and we did take some good awesome hits from it and it was hard defeating it. Now let's try with a bit more of a let's say how should I say this, difficult test. Now we are going to spawn a wither skeleton and fight it with a wooden sword. So 4 hits on the wither skeleton. Now spawn and fight it without the sword. That was 9 hits. We did 9 hits on the wither and 7 hits on the skeleton horse without the sword and 3 hits with the sword on the skeleton. Now, the wooden sword is practical, but what if we fight a zombie? Let's spawn it. That was 5 hits doing the zombie. So the wooden sword is pretty doable. Now we are going to try to fight it without the sword. So that was practically 6 hits if I counted right. Now we are moving on with the husk. This is a zombie practically new in Pocket Edition Minecraft and is new and only spawns in the sand biome, but you could meet it if it wanders off. Yes. Now I'm gonna add myself food just because if I get hungry, I'm not going to die. Good job. We're eating the apples. Now we are going to fight the husk. The husk is really aggressive at day, but more aggressive at night. That was 5 hits on the husk with let's not take that, with the wooden sword. Now without the wooden sword, how many hits would you take? See, she actually does give you yes, what is it called again? Hunger. Yes, hunger. He gives you hunger in the new Pocket Edition. So without the sword, the zombie actually took, I think, more hits. I think 10 or 11 hits. That's how many he took. Because I'm not sure, but I think that is how many he took. Okay, there we go. That wore off. Perfect. Now we are moving on to the pigmen. The pigmen are practically, as always, the better and the smarter ones, which is not actually really real. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the zombie is more stronger than him. Now we are spawning in the zombie pigmen. They do not, unfortunately, attack you immediately like the husk and the zombie and any other mob do. If you hit it, it practically goes after you like a beast. And 4 hits on that pigman zombie. Now we're going to fight it without the sword. Oh, no. That was 9 hits without the sword on the pigman zombie. We're just going to keep it on today because we don't want any mobs spawning, do we? So, next mob we are going to fight is the spider. The spider practically goes at you in survival mode. If you are on creative, he doesn't. So, the spider practically doesn't actually attack if you don't bother it on the day. But if you hit it, it immediately attacks. And that was 2 hits on the spider. Unfortunately, spiders have only 6 health, so you take him down easily. Now, the spider without the sword. 3 hits without the sword onto the spider. So, the spider practically isn't as much of an enemy as we should call it, shouldn't we? So, if we practically, did fight a spider, it could be poisonous, like a little cave spider. These cave spiders are fast and do attack. So, 3 hits on the little tiny spider. So, the bigger spider only took it 2 hits and the little spider 3. So, without the sword, the cave spider takes 6 hits, which means it's durably actually, I don't know. Let's say okay. Now, the witch. We are moving on to the last mob with the wooden sword. 3, 2, 1, spawn. The witch immediately attacks and throws potion at you if you do not offend her. So, the witch took, I guess, 7 hits. If we correctly counted that, it took 7 hits. Now, we are going to do that without the wooden sword. Ready, set, spawn. So the witch does heal herself and will take more hits than using a sword. So that would be 1,000,000,000 hits if you didn't have a sword with the witch. So yes, the witch is healing herself, which is kind of not good because then there's more hits on the witch practically. Yes. The witch doesn't actually really just die out of nowhere because she is healing herself. Now we saw the wooden sword is pretty good, didn't we? We don't need to offend the wooden sword. It is good and doable to fight with. So whenever you're on survival and you are starting out, you should grab yourself a wooden sword. We're moving on to the stone sword, which you find it in the mines. And you have to use stone, which you dig up simply. We are going to start off by spawning the skeleton. Ready, set, go. So, for 3 hits on the skeleton with the how should I say this? With the stone sword. Well, next on, we're moving on because we are not just going to hit and blah blah blah. Now the wither skeleton. 3 hits on the wither skeleton, and unfortunately, the wither skeleton as well drops coal, but does affect you with the wither. How should I say this? Wither poison attack. Now we are going to fight the zombie. 3 hits on the zombie. For now, there's only 3 hits on each mob. We are going against the husk. Ready, set, spawn. 4 hits onto the husk. So the husk does actually, I guess, is stronger than the original zombie. Now, we're taking on the pigmen. Pigmen do not unfortunately attack if they are not offended. 4 hits on the zombie pigmen. Now we are taking on the spider. 1 hit onto the spider, which is actually really doable. Now we are taking on the cave spider. Apples. Yummy, yummy. Now we are taking on the cave spider. You do 2 hits onto the cave spider. Now we are spawning in the witch, which we are going to take on. 6 damage onto the witch. That is it for now, guys. I will be doing another episode with fighting with the the golden sword. Next episode, we are fighting the other mobs. This is all for today, guys. Thank you for being here, and goodbye.